The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
That's the 25 to the 20 to the 15. He's going to high step into the end zone. Touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Pine City High School for tonight's girls basketball game here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP. Of course, live video at WCMPradio.com. The Pine City girls hosting the Mille Raiders in a conference bout here this evening. Both these teams looking for a win. Pine City looking to stay hot, to stay on that nice roll that they are on in the conference once again. So far, not a blemish on that conference record, and they're hoping to continue with that as the season goes along. And as we see, the video has gone out just momentarily. I would assume we will get that back here ASAP as we have a little bit of time here. We'll take a look at the two teams coming into tonight. Again, both these teams coming in with some aspirations to get a win here this evening. And as we wait for the camera to work its way back on, we'll start with the Mille Raiders. They are 2-11 on this season, 1-3 in their section. They score 33 points per game and give up about 60 points per game on the season, but in 13 games, 2-11, not where they'd want to be at this point in time. But again, a lot of coaches talk about getting hot at the right time, and that's what they're hoping to do here. As we, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the midway point in the season. I can't believe it. We are at the midway point of the regular season, and before you know it, playoffs are going to be here. We're a month and a week away from playoffs for the girls starting, if you can believe that or not. It is insane. But for the Mille Raiders, they lost their first 10 games of the season, and to be fair to them, it wasn't an easy schedule. They played in their first 10 games Ogilvie, Pine City, Mora, Bram, Aiken, Verndale, Greenway, Lake of the Woods, Hinckley, Finlayson, and Barnum. Those are some very good teams. And then they got to host a team from Alaska. Yes, you heard that right. They got to host a team from Alaska. They that was Klawock City that they got to welcome in for that game there back at the end of December the 29th. Klawock was kind of making their rounds around the Midwest for a little bit, and they stopped at Mille, and Mille was able to get a victory, 52-32. Then they lost to Hill City Northland, who's having a fantastic season, before getting a win over East Central on the 9th, 32-24. So, been an up and down here as they last played their last game a week from today. So last week they beat East Central 32-24. A nice win there for them. So they do have a conference win on the season. They're 1-4, but 2-11 overall for Pine City. A little bit of a slow start, you could say, on the season. But ever since then, it has been all them as they sit at 3-0 in section play, 9-4 on the season. They score about 65 points per game, give up about 47 points per game, and that's near the top scoring defenses. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, good enough for fifth, it looks like, in their section. And ladies and gentlemen, this section that Pine City plays in, both the boys and girls basketball team, is just ridiculously stacked with talent. I just can't underestimate. I can't state enough how competitive this section is in 6AA. It is absolutely ridiculous with the teams they face. We'll talk about that here in just a second, but taking a look, continuing with the Season 4 Pine City 5-0 in the conference, which they do absolutely love. They have 2 losses at home and on the road. Their first loss of the season came to St. Paul Como Park, 71-45. Then they went on a nice 5-game win streak over Morrow, Mille, Hinckley, Finlayson, East Central, and Chisago Lakes. Now, you might be saying, well, you said a slow start, Ethan. What happened to that? Well, a lot of people might be looking at these teams and say, well, these are easy wins. As Mora not having the best of seasons, Mille, of course, we talked about them, Hinckley, Finlayson, East Central, and Chisago Lakes, all not where they want to be at this point in the season, all hovering around that 3 to maybe 4 win mark. So teams that were you might be looking at and saying, well, those maybe should have been wins right from the get-go. Maybe they're not so much as tough teams as they could have faced. But then they got into a Christmas tournament, before they got into that, they lost to Cloquet. Then Esco in overtime, 76-73. And for those of you who missed that game, I was at that game, and they were down, I think it was 22 points, 24 points, something like that in that game. They came back to tie it up at 66, but unfortunately fell in overtime. That was such a fun one to be at. But then they kind of redeemed themselves now in a Christmas tournament over at Perham against their bitter rival. It's become a rivalry game because they played Sauk Center in the first round and beat them 62-51. What a game it was there for Pine City against Sauk Center. That Sauk Center team has been a thorn in this Dragon side for years now. They have not beat them in quite a long time, and they finally beat them there, but then they did lose to Perham. Then they come out of that tournament and get on a nice stretch here where they beat Bram, Spectrum, and East Central, but they beat Bram, who was the number 4 team in Class Single A when they played them at the time, and they beat them by 10. Then they beat Spectrum 55-46 and East Central by 40 points. So to beat Bram, that's a huge win. That's a huge win. And then they come in and beat Spectrum, who is 7-3. So pretty good wins. Pine City sits at number 36 in the QRF. Albany, of course. And that's part of the teams that I talked about. You've got Albany, St. Cloud Cathedral, Holdingford, Sauk Center, who is towards the top, plus Legacy Christian Academy. It's just it's insane to me how stacked this section is with talented teams in Section 6AA. It is just ridiculous with all the teams they have in this section. Section 5A is just about as stacked. You've got Ogilvie and Bram right at the top. Ogilvie beat Bram to take over that top spot, which was crazy to a lot of people, but Ogilvie, the 5th-ranked team in the state right now in all of Class A, they're 13-1, 5-1 in the section. Bram 5-1 in the section as well, and 11-3 on the season. That is going to be a fun one when they meet up next, because you can bet that those two teams, specifically Bram, has a little bit of revenge on their minds. We will get our starting lineups and our national anthem, but before that, we'll get a word from our fine sponsors. And when we come back, we'll have tip-off. You're listening to Girls Basketball on WCMP.
Most days, I don't know what to do with myself.
I try to be the strong one for my buddies, but I don't know if I'm going to make it through the week.
He has night terrors about it.
The lack of fresh powder for snowmobile season can be devastating, but taking your mind off the subject can help.
This week, get a Whitney's Country Cafe $15 certificate for only $7.50. Wow, that's half off.
Visit WCMPradio.com/deals to help take your mind away from just pinning it or hitting your favorite curve before the ditch. WCMPradio.com/deals. Hang in there, buddy.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on careers to join our herd.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
All right, settle down. Let's call the meeting of people that complain about everything all the time and never do anything about it to order. Any complaints?
Yeah, my heating bill's too high.
Oh yeah, well Bobby just bought an outdoor furnace from Central Boiler and he eliminated his heating bill.
What about the hot water?
He eliminated that heating bill too.
What about his shop?
He heats that too.
I have no more complaints.
I think Central Boiler offers a solution to our complaints.
Save money on your cooling and heating bills. Visit northlandboilersales.com, your local Central Boiler sales dealer.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. Taking a look at your starting lineups here for the Mille Raiders. Head coached by Kate Van Buskirk. It'll be number 1, Anna Ludwig. Number 2, Caitlin Scheck. Number 3, Mallory Van Buskirk. Number 15, Alexa Paulson. And 44, Brooklyn Orazum. For your Pine City Dragons, head coached by Patrick Judd. It'll be number 2, Mallory Klepper. Number 3, Piper Metling. Number 10, Summer Thiemann. 11, Brooke Boland, and 12, Carly Jusak. Remember, Piper Metling has joined us on a broadcast before. Her and, Taylor Tollefson have joined us on broadcast before, and they do such a great job, provide their own insights, and I appreciate having them both on and getting their points of view on the game and on their other sports as well, because I have questions about volleyball sometimes that I don't get to ask, but with them both coming on, I get to ask some of those questions. The Dragons and Raiders just about set for tip-off. Raiders wearing their white away uniforms, red letters and numbers outlined in yellow. The red stripe down the jersey into the short has a little yellow triangle in the short. As Dragons win tip-off, they'll get a 3 right away from Boland. It's no good. And rebounded there by Scheck. The Dragons wearing their home green uniforms, the white letters and numbers outlined in black. Black trim on the sleeves, the neck, the bottom of the short, and the waistband. The Dragon logo on each side of the short. This one's taken away by Piper Metling. She's going to take it, give it off to Summer Thiemann, who's at the net, and she's fouled, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2. So that one's going to go against Alexa Paulson, her first foul of the evening, team's first as well, and that sends Summer Thiemann to the line for 2. 17:36 here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics custom braces or Invisalign clear aligners, 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Thiemann no good on both, but it's rebounded by Carly Jusak. Who else? She'll give it now to Boland on the near side for 3. Jusak is going to have that one off the mark, and now it's out of bounds, and they say last touch still looks like by Pine City. So nobody on the board yet, but we're only about 45 seconds into it, so still plenty of time for either side. This one, lob pass, and it's stolen away by Carly Jusak quickly down the court. Thiemann's waiting for it underneath the basket, and she puts the first points on the board. Jusak with the steal. Thiemann was waiting underneath the basket, and now taking it the other way. Orazum nearly got away with a travel. She did a good job to dribble. And this one's no good. Orazum will grab the rebound. Shot is up, no good. But we're going to get a foul here on Pine City, so Orazum's going to go to the line and shoot 2. I didn't see who they got called for that one. They called Jusak? Potentially, yes. So Jusak with her first foul. Team's first. Orazum at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. 2-1. Orazum, a junior for this Raiders squad. That one's going to come up short. No good on that second free throw, and it's taken away by Brooke Boland. Thiemann again, Thiemann, underneath the basket. Her shot no good, rebounded by Carly Jusak. And then shot up and in by Thiemann for 2. So Thiemann has 4 points, and this pass tipped and stolen away by Mallory Klepper. She takes it to the basket, drives inside, shot up is no good by Summer Thiemann. And it was rebounded down there, I think, by Ludwig. And then she was not shoved out of bounds, but just about. But she stepped out of bounds, and the ball will stay with the Dragons. Shot from 3 on the outside by Boland is no good, and rebounded there by Anna Ludwig. Ludwig brings it up the court, looking, gives it off on the far side there to Sheck, who gets a screen. She uses the screen to drive inside. It's poked out, stolen away by Jusak. Jusak quickly up the court to Thiemann, whose shot is no good, rebounded, and the putback by Carly Jusak. That was a quick up the court move off the steal, and Thiemann has just been kind of staying in the back, towards the back court, so that when they do steal the ball, as this one is nearly stolen away by the Dragons, it's kept alive by Mille as it was ripped away from the Raiders by a member of the Dragons, and then as it was kind of on the floor up for grabs, Mille was able to get a hand on it and tie it up for a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Raiders. Erasm gets this one into Paulson. Paulson has a lane. She gives it off now to Ludwig. I thought Paulson could have taken that one and maybe drove to the basket. A shot from 3's no good, and Jusak will bring in the rebound. She gives it up. There's Thiemann again, and Thiemann drops it in for 2. Thiemann, again, she's just kind of been staying towards the back of the offense and waiting for that fast break opportunity, and now she's going to get a steal. And she'll give it out to Klepper, to Bolin at the top of the key for Jusak for 3. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Klepper was there for the rebound, and she'll get it off now to Thiemann. Now over to Bolin. Bolin had a shot at 3 from the near side elbow, but instead pulls it down, gives it off to Metling on the far side. Thiemann on the far side corner for 3. Off the side of the rim, no good, and it's picked up by Anna Ludwig. Dragons have not found their shot from outside the perimeter early here, struggling from that part of the floor so far here in the first half, but they'll get that figured out. Erasm has it. She's trying to drive inside. Shot is up. Oh, they're going to call Erasm for a foul there. I thought she had traveled. I didn't think she got a foul. Either way, we'll see 2 new players for the Raiders check in, number 13 and 24. I'll get you those names here. 13 is going to be Leah Reamer. And 24 will be Rihanna Smith. There we go. Jeepers Cripes. Meanwhile, the Dragons do have it back. They're passing it around the horn. Boland has it on the far side now to Metling. Metling for 3. Can she get things going? No. It's off the mark, but Thiemann comes up with the rebound, gives it to Boland now on the far side corner to Klepper to Thiemann. Now on the far side, a long 2 from Metling, and that one is no good, and it's rebounded by Leah Reamer. She'll bring it up the court on the near side, trying to find a lane towards the basket. She picks up her dribble. Nope, she kept it dribbling. She kind of switched it between hands, but it's stolen away by Brooke Boland. She gives it up to Thiemann, and then inside to Jusak, who drops it in for 2. Beautiful passing there by the Dragons. This inbound gets to Leah Reamer, nearly stolen away, but gets to Rihanna Smith now. Back to Reamer. Reamer looking, trying to get around this Dragon defense, gives it off to Smith. Smith, she finds a lane, but that's closed quickly by Jusak, and Jusak draws the charge. And that'll be the 3rd team foul on Mille, the first on Smith. Looks like we got a substitution here for the Dragons, and that will, bring in Vivian Lottie. Number 23 for the Dragons. She comes in for Brooke Boland. 10-1 is the Dragon lead. Jusak with the pass, gives it off to Klepper. Now on the near side for Vivian Lottie. She tries to get him going from long range. That's no good, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by, I believe, Mille. Looks like it is off Mille. I thought Jusak had maybe gotten a hand on it trying to get the rebound, but not the case. So the Dragons will get it set to inbound. Metling gives it in far side to Klepper, and that one's knocked away and stolen here by Caitlin Sheck. Her teammate did kind of the work, though, on that one as she knocked it away for her to grab the steal. That ball and pass was tipped on its way to Erasm. She'll now give it off here to Reamer. Reamer trying to drive inside. That shot was gonna be blocked by Jusak, but Instead, it's going to be a foul. I believe on, they're going to get Lottie. So Lottie is the guilty Dragon. It's their second team foul. With under 13 minutes to go, Erasm will look to inbound, and knocking that one away is Klepper. She knocked it out of bounds. Under 13 minutes to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Dragons lead 10-1. Embrace Orthodontics. Their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Find out more at embracemn.com. Shot is up and no good here by Mille Lacs right off the inbound. Mallory Klepper with the rebound. Gets it quickly up the court to Summer Thiemann, who drops it in for 2. She has 8 already here in the first 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Pass goes awry for the Raiders. A little bit of full court press here by the Dragons, but they do pull it down. They get it into the front court. Vivian Lottie knocks it out of bounds and basically says to the defender, hey, you're going to have to work to get past me. You're not going to get that free pass. Lottie did a good job there to make sure she didn't draw the foul. This inbound pass, that was an easy steal for Thiemann, and the fast break points are up and in. Give her 10 on the evening already. And a timeout going to be called here by Mille Lacs, no doubt. As the Dragons up on the scoreboard, 14-1. Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. They'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. EmbraceMN.com. So Dragons lead 14-1. And the timeout called there by the Raiders of Mille Lacs. Pine City having their way so far in this one. And again, it is a conference game, so you never know what's going to happen in these. But so far, so good for the Dragons. A ton of steals already. They have 7 of them that have all turned into points, and that's just steals. Jusak leads the team with 4 rebounds, but 10 points leading the way for the Dragons is Summer Thiemann. Bolin back into the game, but also into the game for the first time here tonight is going to be number 4, Paige Gray, a sophomore. Full court press again by the Dragons, and it's Reamer who takes up the court, gives it off to Erasm. No look pass behind her to Sheck, and Sheck is good from 3. That was a beautiful looking shot and a great pass from Erasm to open up that shot. 14-4. Boland has it, top of the key. She looks, gives it off far side, or rather near side to Thiemann. Now in the near side corner to Boland again, no good on the shot from 3, and it's rebounded by Ludwig. She leads the team with 4. For the Raiders. Gives it up the court here to Sheck again for 3, and that's going to be no good. And Paige Gray had the rebound, but could not hold on, and it will go out of bounds. She was the last to touch it. So the Raiders will get set to inbound. Erasm looking, she'll give it off far side. There to Paulson. Now over to Reamer. Reamer at the top of the key. Picks up the dribble. I think she was almost forced to because she lost the ball for a moment. Van Buskirk gets the pass now. Going inside. Thiemann undercuts it and gets the steal. Beautiful job there by Thiemann as she'll stop her drive and give it off to Carly Jusak, who kisses it off the glass. And it's in for 2, 16-4. 11.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Up the court quickly come the Raiders. Paulson gives it off to Reamer. Reamer gives it back to Paulson. Now to Erasm. Erasm stands at the top of the key and lost her dribble, but Van Buskirk picks it up. Now gives it to Ludwig. Ludwig, guarded by Boland, gives it to Van Buskirk. Van Buskirk now over to Reamer. Reamer, top of the key, nearly lost it, and then gives it off to Reamer again. Erasm has it. Erasm steps inside the perimeter. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded there by Vivian Lottie. Lottie gives it off to Boland. Boland on the far side for Carly Jusak for 3, and that rattles home. And they finally get that 3 ball to fall, as they have been 0 for up to that point, and 0 for a lot, actually, up to that point. And now we're going to get a ball that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Summer Thiemann. She was working hard on that defender and almost got it. We'll get a couple new players in for the Dragons. 15-3. 3, well, not new, but 15 is. And 15 is Taylor Haney. Piper Metling back into the game for the Dragons. Inbounding once again, the Raiders stuck in this back court, full court pressure here by the Dragons, and it'll be knocked out again by Brooke Boland. My goodness gracious. This defense unrelenting right now from the Dragons. They know what they've been able to do already. With 8 steals, this one poked out, nearly taken away by the Dragons. Haney and Ludwig will tie it up and get a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Dragons this time, so they'll take over. After a plethora of balls that were tipped out of bounds, Dragons will get this ball now as Klepper inbounds to Bolin. Bolin will give it off on the near side to Gray. Now back to Haney, back to Gray, back to Boland, inside to Klepper, to Metling, inside to Klepper. Klepper looking for that turnaround jumper. It's good! Klepper, even with the foul, drops it in for 2. So Klepper will have the chance for the 3-point play, and she'll ready her shot. That one's no good. She does get 2 out of it, but cannot complete the 3-point play. These two teams combined are a 1 from 4 from the free throw line. 0 for 2 Pine City, 1 for 2 the Raiders. And Raiders doing a good job holding onto the ball here as the Dragons have had their hands all over trying to get the steal, but now that ball goes out of bounds, but looks like we're going to get a foul. This one going to go against Brooke Boland. Her first team's third. And a couple subs here for the Raiders. Erasm gets a well-deserved rest. She has been everywhere tonight for the Raiders. Inbound here by Sheck gets into Paulson. Paulson spin around, and she gets it back to Sheck for 3. That's going to go long, and it'll be out of bounds. Last touch by the Raiders. And the Dragons will get it back for their offense. Now, 21-4. Pretty commanding lead here for the Dragons, but if you're a Pine City fan, you might be saying to yourself, man, we're off to a little bit of a slow start here. Seeing as how the first time they scored 92 points against this Raider team, so they'll be looking to kind of spark this offense a little bit. Their defense has been great. The offense has been a little bit slower, but there's a 3 from Taylor Haney, and she delivers on the shot. Great shot there by her. It's a big one. And this inbound going to be tipped and knocked out of bounds by Pine City once again. Raiders have not had a clean opportunity to inbound this entire first half, and I don't expect that to change as we go forward. Inbound gets to Van Buskirk. It was tipped again, this time by Metling, as Van Buskirk tried to go back to Sheck, but Metling streaking across the court to tip that one and knock it out of bounds. Sheck will inbound. She finds an open teammate, Paulson. Paulson tries to drive inside. Thought she had a shot from the free throw line, but gives it off to Reamer. Reamer pulls it down, gives it back to Sheck. Sheck guarded well here by Boland. Sheck will take it, give it top of the key here to Paulson. Paulson nearly had it knocked away by Gray. And now Paulson will take it, puts up a floater, nearly got there, but it's knocked away, and rebound will get to Piper Metling. Metling will let the offense go forward, and she'll give it off to Gray and in the near side to Haney. Back to Gray. Gray all the way across court to Boland. Boland will give it back to Metling. Metling far side for 3, just off the mark. Rebound taken in by Paulson. I like the effort there by Piper Metling as she raced after that one. Couldn't quite get the rebound, but she did a good job to not only try to get the rebound, but also to make sure she didn't get a foul either, and that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the Raiders. So it's going to go back to Pine City here. Raiders don't agree, and I personally thought that was off a Dragon player, but not the case. So it will go back to the Dragons. Couple substitutions on each side. 24-4. Boland will give it to Metling, and Metling will deliver to Klepper, now to Thiemann. Back over to Boland, inside to Jusak. Metling for 3, just off the mark. Jusak gets the rebound. Her shot no good, but she is fouled. And I'm assuming she'll go to line to shoot 2. And that one's going to go against Leah Reamer for the Raiders. Her 4th, team's 5th. I am missing one on my stat sheet, but Jusak at the line for 2. That one's no good. And right now the Dragons just, unless they're underneath the basket, just haven't found their rhythm shooting. They seem to be a little bit off with their stroke, so to speak, here tonight. And Jusak will get that one off the front of the rim to fall. But if you're the Dragons, you definitely want to improve your shot, as it just hasn't been there so far. Again, full court pressure here by the Dragons on the Raiders, and Smith did a good job to get through the defenders. Erasm now gets away from another one. Ludwig gives it off to Sheck on the far side. Sheck delivers it. Inside to Reamer, and that one is knocked away by Carly Jusak. I remember in a game she had 3 or 4, and it was like back to back to back to back. It was like, my goodness. She has one there. And I think blocks are a little bit more rare than people would like to think. You don't get a ton of blocks per game. That one going to be knocked out of bounds by Summer Thiemann, as on that far side it was Ludwig trying to do something with it. But yeah, I don't think people understand how rare blocks are. Even the best of the best maybe average 1.5 a game to 2. And a quick 3 on that far side from Sheck is no good. Jusak with the rebound. Gets it up the court to Thiemann, who gives it back to Boland. Beautiful passing by the Dragons. Jusak had a wide open Thiemann up the court, and Thiemann realized she was just a little bit off in her steps, so she delivered it back to Boland, and Boland delivered for 2. Great passing there. And Thiemann, I can't talk enough how she has just continued to improve in her career and just continued to play so well. She's really improved on all sides. That one knocked out of bounds by Piper Metling. A couple substitutions now for the Raiders. But this Dragon team, they've really been in rhythm as of late. This inbound will get to Ludwig. Ludwig will drift to the far side. Back to Erasm. Erasm looks. She gives it off on the far side to Sheck. Sheck trying to go pass inside to Ludwig. It's knocked away by Thiemann. Lati will check in for Klepper. Erasm will get set for the inbound for Mille. Inbound here to Ludwig. Shot is up, no good. Vivian Lati with the rebound. She'll give it up quickly to Metling. Metling gets that one to fall. Little bit of a outside reverse layup, or left-handed layup, I should say, opposite hand layup. But she got it to fall. And now more full court pressure here from the Raiders. Vivian Lati, she's going to tie that one up. It's nearly taken away by the Raiders, but it does get into the front court. Sheck now has it. Sheck for 3, just off the side of the rim. And it was Jusak with the rebound. Metling quickly up the court here to Thiemann, and she drops it in for 2. 31-4 now. Under 6.5 to go. Good pass up the court there by the Raiders to Sheck as she was wide open. Now she gets it off to Erasm. Erasm looking Sheck's direction. She gets it back to her now over to Paulson. Paulson trying to drive inside. She quickly gets covered. Now gives it to Van Buskirk. Now to Sheck. Sheck will drive inside. She'll put up a shot high off the glass, but it falls in for 2. Nice shot there by Caitlin Sheck to make it 31-6. Under 6 minutes to go now. Boland gives it off to Thiemann. Thiemann on that elbow. Gives it to Metling, top of the key, inside to Lati. She'll give it back to Metling. Metling just decides to take the shot from 3 and delivers. Piper Metling from 3 makes it 34-6. Metling over the defender there on that shot and taking it up the court. Paulson, and she's going to get called for the double dribble. She did a good job of slicing through the double team there to get into the front court, but yeah, unfortunately, she had 2 hands on the ball as she dribbled through that double team, and unfortunately, it's another turnover there. 5.5 to go. Metling gives it off near side to Lati, going inside to Jusak, back outside to Thiemann on the far side. It's no good, and that was Metling who got the rebound, puts it back for 2. She had to get a lot of spin on that ball, but she did a good job, and Metling grabs the rebound and drops it in for 2. Passing it, the Raiders doing a good job passing the ball here. Erasm nearly got it to fall, but it's rebounded by Jusak. And Thiemann was wide open, and then the defenders got there in a hurry. She tried to give it back to Metling, but just overthrew her a tad. And the ball will go back to the Raiders on a turnover. Looks like a couple substitutions once again before we get inbounded. And it's Paulson with it. Paulson drifts to the far side. It was poked out by Thiemann, but Paulson grabs it back. She'll get it off now to Ludwig, and I think we're going to get a foul here on Pine City. Vivian Lati with her second, team's fourth. (36-6), Pine City with the lead. 4:45 to go here in the first half. Jusak is going to steal the inbound and quickly up the court to Thiemann. Now to Klepper. Now over to Gray, who missed, and Klepper got the rebound. And then it was Jusak who got the rebound off the missed shot, but that's no good and taken away by the Raiders. So a missed opportunity there by the Dragons, and now taking it towards the basket. Paulson, no good on the shot, but she's fouled. She'll go to line for two. It's Paige Gray who gets called for the foul, her team's fifth. No, not a shooting foul, they're going to say. So the Raiders will just inbound. It's Erasm. Gets it inbounded here to Van Buskirk, now to Ludwig. Ludwig fakes inside, then drifts to the far side. Gives it off here to Paulson. Shot is up, no good, and it's Jusak with the rebound. She gives it off to Klepper. That's Metling up the court on the far side. Now to Jusak. Near side for three. Paige Gray just off the mark. She's going to get her own rebound, though. And then it's stolen away here. Fast break opportunity for Leah Reamer. She could not drop it in for two. Misses the shot. And Summer Thiemann with the rebound. She heard the footsteps, as they like to say. And Thiemann will deliver it up the court to Metling all the way across the court here for Paige Gray. Now to Thiemann. Inside to Jusak. She nearly lost it as it was tipped. Misses, gets her own rebound, and gets that one to fall. I was talking pregame with a couple of fans, and Jusak only apparently needs 50 more rebounds to get 1,000. As she'll get the easy steal there. Delivers it up the court to Thiemann. That one was, they were trying to get to Metling, but it was knocked out of bounds there by Reamer, who showed a ton of hustle on that play. Both teams get a few substitutions, 38-6 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. Custom braces and Invisalign. Good passing here by the Dragons as Thiemann went inside to Jusak. She gave it back outside. That shot is up, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Klepper. And to Haney, now to Metling, now to Thiemann for three. It's good! Summer Thiemann with a big three there. She adds on to her total here tonight. Meanwhile, the Raiders bring it up the court. Reamer looking for someone to give it off to. Erasm starting to stop, driving to the basket, gets it to fall. Brooklyn Erasm, a nice shimmy shake of the feet, and then quickly drove to the basket and got that one to fall. Jusak now has it. Haney at the top of the key. Fakes the pass to Metling on the near side. Now goes to Thiemann far side. That shot is no good. Erasm waiting for that rebound just to fall into her lap. With under 2.5 to go, Dragons lead 41-8. With it up the court is Reamer. Reamer spins back around, tries to deliver it over to Sheck. It was tipped, and then Sheck pulls it down. Shot is up and no good. Metling's going to pull down the rebound and gets it up to Thiemann. Gets it off to Jusak, and Jusak with the kiss off the glass drops it in for two. 43-8. Under 2 minutes to go in half number one. With it for the Raiders is Reamer. She slowly brings it up the court. She wanted to go back to Sheck. She will. That was well guarded, but that shot no good. Erasm with the rebound. She takes it to the basket and gets it to fall again. Brooklyn Erasm comes live here late in this half and has 5 points now. Half of the team's points. Thiemann to Haney. Haney looking. Wanted to go back to Thiemann. She will. Thiemann is left wide open for three, and that's going to be no good. Who else? Scarlett Jusak with another rebound. She'll give it back to Metling. A short two is no good. Jusak shot is up no good again. Gets her own rebound. Misses, and Klepper gets the rebound, and then it's rebounded by Van Buskirk. And again, the shots just haven't been clean here for Pine City so far, whether it's been the twos or the long twos, the mid-range, or the threes. They just haven't kind of found their rhythm from shooting so far, and they'll look to better that as they go forward, just because when you miss shots like that, you start to get a little discouraged, and your team starts to kind of doubt themselves, so they'll try to hopefully get that sorted out. Good passing here by the Dragons. Haney for three, just off the side of the rim. Vivian Lottie will get it, and she gives it off to Mallory Klepper, who puts it up and in for two. That was an unselfish play there by Vivian Lottie. She got the rebound and could have easily just turned around and put up a shot and probably made it, but unselfishly she gives it off to Klepper, who drops it in for two. Game clock and shot clock separated by about 5 seconds or so, maybe 6, as this pass from Sheck intended for Erasm just over her head, and it will roll out of bounds, so we'll go back to the Dragons with 27 seconds left. The shot clock is off. They could just wind down this clock and take the last shot. We'll have to wait and see. As Boland have it, she gives it off to Gray. Now to Boland, to Haney, back to Boland. I'm sure they'll try and take off a bunch of this clock. Gray gives it to Lottie on the far side. Nearly stolen away, but Gray does a good job to concentrate and pull that one in. Boland goes inside to Klepper. Klepper, no good. Gets her own rebound. Drops it in for two. Nice job there by Klepper. Hard work on that rebound. Oh, and then I don't know if the Raiders knew how little time was left, and they could have had the full court chuck, but I don't think they realized how little time was left after the shot. But we're at halftime, and the Dragons lead over the Mille Lacs Raiders 47-10 on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. They'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. So we'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll recap the first half. You're listening to Girls Basketball on 106.5 FM.
Experience our most popular sawmill, the Big Red XP. This Canadian-built mill proudly sits on an entirely welded 24-foot jointless frame. Accepting a diameter of 32 inches, this portable sawmill can saw logs up to 21 feet long or work with two 10-foot logs at the same time. Includes an electric head position and automatic headlock. Powered by the renowned and proven Honda 20-horsepower version, the Big Red XP comes equipped with all the equipment needed. The Big Red XP is available only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so you can enjoy all the things you love best. You can count on us for your eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. At Wellia Health, our goal is to help you live life well. Let Wellia Health help you get back to your best. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. 320-679-1313. WelliaHealth.org.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Everyone knows there are great places to play in northwestern Wisconsin, but did you know there are great places to work? Burnett Dairy Cooperative is just outside of Grantsburg, Wisconsin, and offers numerous career options with a wide variety of responsibilities, schedules, and growth opportunities. Some positions may include CDL driver, cheese production, and seasonal workers. Burnett Dairy Cooperative has competitive wages, 401k, profit sharing, and many other great benefits. Be part of our herd. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers.
This can be the loneliest sound, and it's never the right time. Car in the ditch, you standing by the side of the road. Thank goodness Hinckley Towing is on the way. 24-hour service, experienced drivers, and state-of-the-art trucks. Put their number in your phone before you need it. Hinckley Towing, 320-385-4049. 320-385-4049. 4049.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
AOML. BRB. B4N.
Period 02.
BF.
143.
AAK.
1 a.m.
Apostrophe S apostrophe.
These are two teenage girls texting each other, and we have no idea what they're saying either. Maybe the WCMP deals guy can translate.
This week, grab $10 tickets to the Duluth Sports Show. Grilling seminars from Mad Dog and Merrill. Dexter the dog that learned to walk like a human, and more. Only $10.
No, I don't think that's what they were saying at all. But find these and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. OMG, TTYL. Money sign, heart emoji.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique, specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
A duo that is perfect together. That's Dale's Heating and Appliance and Lennox. Dale's is your local Lennox dealer that's committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. With a wide assortment of options, Dale's will ensure your home's air is top quality. Call Dale's today or visit them at dalesheatingandappliance.com and ask how you can save on your next AC unit. Lennox and Dale's, the perfect duo. Dealer number E06356.
Introducing the Red Runner 2017 Deluxe Firewood Processor. This Canadian-assembled, all-in-one, towable firewood solutions capable of producing 3 face cords per hour. The Red Runner comes equipped with a powerful 18-inch Oregon chainsaw bar, 10-foot-long adjustable conveyor, 2, 4, or even 6-way adjustable splitter head. Fits logs up to 12 feet long and 16 inches in diameter. This high-performance personal firewood processor is powered by a Honda GX390 industrial engine, found only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com. Game Day Gilman joining you here. Taking a look at the stats at halftime, the Dragons lead 47-10 over the Mille Lacs Raiders. For the Raiders, leading the way, well, they had 2. Caitlin Sheck and Brooklyn Erasmus each scored 5. That equals all 10 of their points, but leading the way with the rebounds was Anna Ludwig. She had 5 of them in the first half, and then 2 for Reamer and 3 for Erasmus. They were 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 50%. They had 1 steal and 5 fouls there in that first half. For the Pine City Dragons, on the other side, leading the way for them was Summer Thiemann with 15, 14 for Carly Jusak, and then 7 for Metling, 6 for Klepper, 3 for Haney, and 2 for Brooke Bone. 13 rebounds in that first half for Carly Jusak, 6 for Mallory Klepper. They were 1 for 5 from the free throw line. Not ideal. They'll look to improve that as they go forward. They had 10 steals and many more takeaways because of turnovers. They had 1 block and 5 team fouls as well there in the first half. So Pine City up 47-10. It's kind of a lopsided one here for the Dragons, and they expect to continue this here in the second half. I would expect if that does continue and the Raiders are unable to make that massive comeback, that we would see the JV players start to make their way into the game. And it looks like at halftime over there in Bram, the Bombers lead 25-20 at half, I believe. Try and get an update there from Adam Hefty, who has the call of that game. Appreciate him. 47-10 here at half. So while we have Mo, why don't we take another break to hear word from our fine sponsors, then we'll be back.
Hey,
for the
you're
start
looking
of
for a
half
reliable
number 2.
propane supplier? Look no further than Burnett Dairy Propane. Proud to serve you, providing top-notch propane services all year round, offering convenient delivery options and flexible payment plans that suit your schedule and budget. Trust the experts in the field, Burnett Dairy Propane. Call them today at 715-689-1032 or visit them online at burnettdairy.com. Burnett Dairy Propane, your dependable propane partner.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com. As we begin half number 2, 18 minutes will be up on that Embrace orthodontic scoreboard. The team at Embrace wants to make sure that your result, or they do believe, rather. They don't want to make sure, but they believe the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program at EmbraceMN.com. So the start of the second half, the Raiders have it. And it's Paulson with it on the far side, trying to get it to her teammate Scheck, but getting her hand in the way was Piper Metling, and Metling knocks that one out of bounds. So the Raiders will hold on to it. Orazum will get set to inbound. And Orazum looks, and that's going to be stolen away by Carly Jusak. She had 4 steals in the first half. She gives it off to Thiemann, and it was nearly knocked out of bounds by the Raiders, and Jusak got another rebound there. She missed that shot. It got her own rebound, and then passing it around now are the Dragons. Going inside Jusak, trying to get it to Jusak, but that squirts through, and the Raiders had it for a moment, but they're going to say it's a foul now on the Raiders. That's going to be the first on Van Buskirk. 27 seconds off the board. Metling will inbound to Bolin. Now back to Metling in the near side corner to Klepper. That's going to be knocked away and stolen away by Ludwig. And, ooh, that one could have been stolen right back, but Ludwig manages to pick it back up, and she'll take it up the court now. She picks up her dribble, bounce pass to Paulson. Paulson drifts to the far side, stops it at the top of the key. Driving, she stops, she gives it to Orazum. Orazum trying to go up and over the defender, it's no good. Jusak with yet another rebound. Thiemann another fast break opportunity, and she delivers on that opportunity. 49-10. Paulson. She pauses, then starts on the far side. That ball was tipped by Van Buskirk. I somehow cannot be between the B and the V. I can't do it. But she pulled it down, and, oh, Paulson. Nope, she's not going to get away with that one, unfortunately. Paulson picked up her dribble, and then just with that other foot, she could not hold it down. And she traveled with it, unfortunately, so it will go back to the Dragons. Bolin will bring it up the court for Pine City. She stops, nearly traveled herself, and then passes it off to Metling. Now to Thiemann. Thiemann looks far side, gives it to Bolin. Now to Metling. Metling pulls up from 3. That's off the mark. Jusak with the rebound. No good. Off the backboard. And Bolin will get it back and put it in for 2 herself off the rebound. So Jusak got another rebound, but then Bolin gets that one, and she puts it back up and in for 2. Paulson. And that one's going to be stolen away by Brooke Bolin. Up the court to Thiemann. Knocked out of her hands, out of bounds. It will stay with Pine City. No foul, just knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. Looked like the Raiders maybe wanted to get more subs in, but they'll wait on that opportunity. Dragons will get it inbounded, and Brooke Bolin pulls up from 3, no good. Jusak gets the rebound and puts it back up for 2. 53-10. Reamer with it. Fakes one way, drives the other, and Metling knocked it out of bounds, and frustrated she couldn't hold on to that one for the steal. That'll give the Raiders another opportunity. Orazum fakes the pass one way, goes to Van Buskirk, but it's stolen away by Jusak, and she drops it in for 2 on the, I guess you could call it fast break. We'll call it anyways. So Jusak with the steal and 2. Now it's Reamer with it. Reamer gives it off near side to Sheck. Sheck for 3! Caitlin Sheck from 3. When she gets an opportunity from 3, man, she delivers. That's a good shot there by her. Brooke Bolin will have it up the court for the Dragons. She gives it off to Thiemann on the far side. Now to Klepper. Back to Bolin. Bolin finds a lane to run through. She tries for the reverse layup, but it goes off the bottom side of the rim, and it's taken away by the Raiders. Stuck on that near side is Reamer. She gets it off to Orazum, who loses it out of bounds. Just couldn't squeeze it. And it will go back to the Dragons. Bolin gets the inbound from Thiemann. Get a little bit of a low dribble there, but she picks it back up. Metling will go back to Bolin. Bolin in the near side corner, all the way across the court to Thiemann. Thiemann looks at the basket, then gives it off on the top of the key to Piper Metling for 3, no good. That rebound pulled down by Reamer, who will bring it up the court for the Raiders of Mille Lacs. Now to Van Buskirk, to Orazum. Orazum stands top of the key, trying to drive inside, trying to open up Sheck. Instead, she'll give it back here to Reamer. Reamer now trying to find a lane to the basket. She picks up her dribble down to Sheck. Sheck for 3. That's off the mark, and Jusak with another rebound. She could get half of what she needs for 1,000 here tonight. And she gives it quickly up the court to Piper Metling, who on the fast break drops it in for 2. That was a beautiful pass there from Jusak, and Metling in stride gets that one and then drops it in for 2. Another rebound here for Jusak, and quickly up the court to Thiemann, and Thiemann lays it in for 2. The transition defense has just been absolutely ridiculously on point for the Dragons here, starting in the first half and now continuing in half number 2. Got a timeout called here, and timeout called by Mille Lacs. Coach Van Buskirk wants a timeout. Just kind of talk things over with her team. Meanwhile, the Dragons, everything going their way right now. Again, the one thing they would like to see them work on here in the second half is just the shots from outside, from underneath the basket. They've got everything to fall underneath the basket, but they've struggled from the perimeter and those mid-range shots. They've got, yes, they do have 3 threes here tonight. They have gotten 3 of those 3-point balls to fall, which is still really good. But the other than those 3, they have kind of struggled from the mid-range shots. So I'd like to see that improve, as would head coach Judd. And sadly tonight, Emma Belsheim in street clothes, not playing. I know she was struggling with a knee injury last year. She does have the brace on the left leg. Hopefully that's just more or less to kind of get her back and comfortable with things. But I'm not going to speculate. So all we do is pray for her and hope that she is able to get back into action sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Vivian Lotte is going to grab a steal here on the baseline underneath the basket of the Raiders, and now she'll hand it to Thiemann. Thiemann looks 2 ways and finally delivers to the far side to Metling. Now to Boland. Boland brings it back to the Dragon logo. Directing traffic, wants Metling one way. She'll give it to Metling. Metling looking. She wanted to go to Jusak, who was double teamed. Now Metling will drive in. She's on the near side. Bounce pass to Bolin. Bolin takes it, gives it off on the far side to Thiemann for three. That's no good. Tipped, and the rebound gets to Vivian Lottie. They back it out to Thiemann. Now to Metling. Now to Thiemann again. Now to Vivian Lottie on the far side for three. Oh, it rattles out. And Orazum's going to come up with the rebound here for Mille Lacs. Vivian Lottie had the three, but it was a hard rattle there on the rim, and that rim not being kind. Abby Scogan, who checks into the game for the first time here tonight, gives it off to Rihanna Smith. And her pass is tipped by Jusak, stolen away. And then jump ball. So Jusak got it stolen. And then great job there by Alexa Paulson to tie that one up to try and get it back. But jump ball opportunity, and the possession arrow favors the green and black. Metling will inbound to Boland, and Boland will take it up the court. Gives it to Thiemann on the near side. Thiemann finds a lane, and ball knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. That looks like 10 and 22 checking into the game. For the Raiders, that's Baptiste Gabot. And Danielle Larson, near side pass here to Bolin for three is no good. Vivian Lottie works hard to come up with the rebound. Now to Metling, now to Thiemann. And Thiemann will give it back into the near side corner here for Bolin. Inside to Jusak. Off the glass in for two. Beautiful passing there by the Dragons. Three opportunity here by the Raiders is no good. Picked up by Metling on the rebound, and up the court, Thiemann had a fast break opportunity, but she's just going to slow things down, wait for her offense to get back and set up. Thiemann looking, and she'll get the pass now to Bolin. Bolin delivers near side to Metling. Metling will go far side, trying to get it to Lottie, but it was knocked away there by Orazum. Great job by her. And checking in now for the Dragons is Klepper and Paige Gray. They'll come in for Metling and Boland. Lottie will inbound to Klepper. Right back to Lottie. Lottie gives it over to Gray. Gray now to Jusak. Jusak back to Gray. Gray near side corner for Thiemann. Thiemann to Jusak. Over to Lottie. That pass inside to Klepper may have been a little bit ill-advised, but Lottie does a good job of getting that one down. And then the Dragons forgot to look at the shot clock. Didn't realize how little time was left, and shot clock will buzz, and that will be a turnover, and it will give it back to the Raiders. So the Raiders did a good job there on defense to force the Dragons to forget about the shot clock, and then a rebound here by Paulson, and then shot was blocked by Jusak. And then we'll get a foul here on the Raiders. That's going to be on Paulson, her third. Team's second. Thiemann walks it up the court and going inside to Klepper. Klepper on the near side here for Jusak. Jusak pulls it in, goes inside to Klepper. That ball is up for grabs, still up for grabs. Klepper comes up with it. Vivian Lottie will get the pass from Klepper. Great job by Klepper. Great hustle on that play. Klepper pass from Thiemann, gives it back outside to Thiemann. Shot is up, no good. And Jusak grabs the rebound, but going to be given back inside, and Danielle Larson will get a steal. She gives it off to Reamer. Reamer just to the near side, picks up the dribble and gives it off to Larson, who grabbed that steal. And now it's going to be stolen away by Jusak. She'll take it to the basket and drop it in for two. Jusak says, wait a minute, I need to redeem myself. And she does with that steal and dropped it in for two. Looks like we get a timeout. Maybe. Get a word at the scorers table real quick. I thought we had a timeout called, but not real sure. Well, either way, we'll take a timeout ourselves here on WCMP.
BRB. B4N.
Period 02.
BF.
143.
AAK.
1 a.m.
Apostrophe S apostrophe.
These are two teenage girls texting each other, and we have no idea what they're saying either. Maybe the WCMP deals guy can translate.
This week, grab $10 tickets to the Duluth Sports Show. Fishing seminars, hundreds of exhibitors. You can even get your deer scored. All for only $10.
No, I don't think that's what they were saying at all. But find these and other great deals at WCMPradio.com/deals. WCMPradio.com/deals. OMG, TTYL. Money sign, heart emoji. Aw, man. Hinckley Collision.
Hell no. My new car?
Hinckley Collision is the right decision. Fender benders, major accident damage, or hail damage. Hinckley Collision is the right decision. With 24/7 towing and fast, friendly, professional service, their collision department will get you back on the road in no time. With decades of experience dealing with insurance carriers, make the call today. 320-384-7002. 320-384-7002.
Back here on WCMP, Lish Slice checks into the game for the first time here for the Raiders. And we got a three that was missed by Mille, and Pine City just let it roll out of bounds. Taylor Haney has it now on the pass from Boland. She'll get the pass back from Boland. Now gives it off to number 4. That's Paige Gray. Now on the far side for Lottie. Now back to Haney. Back to Lottie. Lottie looks at the basket for 3. It's no good. Piper Metling pulls in that rebound. Bounce pass. Vivian Lottie comes up with it now to Paige Gray on the far side. To Haney. Lottie ducks under the pass. Boland has it now to Metling. Back outside. Taylor Haney for 3. Just off the front of the rim. But Paige Gray comes up with the rebound. Now to Haney. Now to Boland. Boland gives it inside to Metling. Back outside to Haney. Now to Boland. Near side. 3. Good. Brooke Boland from 3 delivers to make it 66-13 with under 9 minutes to go in this second half. Pass to Liz Schleiss here from Scheck is through her hands, but she manages to pull it back up. Schleiss gives it back to Scheck. Scheck nearly had that one stolen away by Metling. She turns around and just going to put up a shot for 3. Shot is up, no good, but rebounded there by Anna Ludwig. Great effort there by her to pull in that rebound. And now driving to the basket, Scogan. She will give it back to Schleiss. Schleiss will hand it off to Scogan. Scogan spin around, driving. Oh, and then the ball gets stuck in the crease. Boland with the foul, second of the game for her. Clock is running now, and it'll be the first team foul of the second half for Pine City. And again, over 35 points under that halfway mark, the clock will run. So we got a foul on Boland, and the Raiders will get set to inbound here. Now under 7.5 to go. On that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, Cambridge. Their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Plus, they'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Stolen away there by Piper Metling, her first on the night. And Boland has it. She'll call out the offense. Gives it off on the near side to Metling. Metling now to Haney. Haney on the near side, back to Metling. Metling will go far side to Boland. Boland will give it to Lottie, and was Boland's heel on the line? It looks like it might have been. I didn't quite see the the call, but it looked like Boland's heel might have been on the line. Couple, looks like about 4 or 5 subs here for the Raiders. Looks like possibly a full 5. But no one knew. Everybody who's out there has been out there. Rihanna Smith has it. She'll give it off now to Paulson. Paulson to Orazum. Orazum trying to drive inside. Found a lane. Could not get it to fall. And then Metling could not grab the rebound. And Orazum did, but she did not reestablish herself back in bounds. So that will go back to the Dragons. Boland to Metling. Now to Haney, back to Metling. That ball, we're going to say it was saved. Maybe got a friendly call there, as now inside to Vivian Lottie. That ball up for grabs on the rebound. And taking it away is Larson. Daniel Larson. Shot is no good. And I thought rebounded by Gray, but they're going to say Gray's foot was on the line. So it will stay with the Raiders. Tough one there. Tough break for Paige Gray, but nice steal there by Daniel Larson for the Raiders. She almost got a fast break score, but just got a little too far behind the basket, unfortunately. But again, they get it back. O'Razum with it. Fakes the shot. Now she'll drive inside. And she traveled with it. I thought they may have said that the Dragons got a hand on it, but they do not agree with what I was thinking. And the Dragons will get it back. So it's Metling and Bolin who will bring it up. Bolin has it. She'll give it off on the near side to Haney. She now looks. She looks. Still looking. Trying to go inside to Lottie. Oh, it could have been a foul there, but they didn't call it. And then Metling, who was inside, tried to give it to Lottie. I don't think Lottie was expecting it, and it goes out of bounds. And here with the younger girls in there for head coach Judd, what you're really looking for is just, them to operate both sides of the ball smoothly, for them to, hear the calls and work them out correctly. And now we're going to get a foul on the floor. Brooke Bolin, her third, and it's a shooting foul, and that will send Alexa Paulson to the line for 2. Under 4.5 to go here in the game as the Dragons are on their way to their 10th win of the season. Paulson's good on that one. They're now 2 for 3. Now checking into the game for the Dragons, number 33 and 1. And again, I will get you those in just a moment, as Paulson is no good on that one, and it's rebounded by Larson. Shot is no good. And number 1 did. That's number 1. That's Rachel Brown with the rebound. Give her credit on the rebound. So Rachel Brown with the rebound. Brecken Reiser is also into the game. Shot is up, no good by the Dragons. Rebounded by Rihanna Smith. O'Razum, she'll bring it up the court. She looks, drives inside, and that ball she traveled, and it will go back to the Dragons. More subs here for the Raiders, and I have no more space. So I will do my best to keep up with it, and I believe this will be their JV players for the most part. Maybe other than a couple in there, Van Buskirk. It looks like actually everyone who's out there has been out there, so maybe I got a little ahead of myself. With it is Rachel Brown. She looks. She'll give it inside to Haney. Haney looking. She wants a spin-around shot. Gives it back to Brown. I think Haney probably could have had a shot there, but she decides to pull it down. Gives it to Brown. Brown nearly lost it. Good job getting back onto that one. She'll now give it off to Reiser. Now to Lottie, and 6 seconds on the shot clock. This ball going to be stolen away by Anna Ludwig. She's guarded by Brown, and she'll give it off to Reamer. Now to Scheck for 3. That's no good, and getting the rebound there was Haney. And that foul is going to go against O'Razum, her second, team's third. So about 2 minutes left here in this one on the Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey seamless and convenient as possible. Plus, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. Pass inside to Haney, and she was fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Taylor Haney. Ooh, Razum gets her third. We'll get a whole 5 substitution here for the Raiders after Haney's free throws. That one's no good. Well, they're 1 for 6 now, and all 5 will come in and out. So Haney missed her first. She'll have an opportunity for this one here. And that one's good. And he gets that one to fall. She has 4 points. She hit a 3 there in that first half. Now, a minute left to go here in the game. The Raiders trying to add on to the score. Scogan gives it off here to Larson. And Larson will give it to Gabo. inside, and the pass is tipped. Are we going to get a foul? We are. Foul there, I believe, on Taylor Haney. I think that's what they call it. I thought they said 15. They did. It'll be her first, team's third, and 40 seconds to go. Clock continues to run. Shot is no good. Rebounded on the far side by Scogan. 27 seconds. Shot clock, game clock separated by about 10 seconds. Rihanna Smith drops it in for two. Nice job by Rihanna Smith. And the Dragons, they'll have it. Haney to Gray to Lottie. 10 seconds to go, and they'll just dribble out the rest of the clock here. No need to score again. This will be it. So, and that is the final here. The Dragons get the victory 67-16 over the Mille Lacs Raiders. We'll take a commercial break, hear word from our fine sponsors, and maybe when we come back, we'll have a word with our player of the game. You're listening to Girls Basketball.
Resetting your
WCMP.
password. Unsubscribing from emails. Printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Hockey practice, running a business, heck, just enjoying your life. You've got better things to do. Let Jeff's Outdoor Services handle your lawn care and landscaping. Your home, your cabin, your business, they got you covered. They've been doing it since 1995, and they're good at it. Call today. Jeff's Outdoor Services. You do your thing, and they'll do theirs.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Most days, I don't know what to do with myself.
I try to be the strong one for my buddies, but I don't know if I'm going to make it through the week.
He has night terrors about it.
The lack of fresh powder for snowmobile season can be devastating, but taking your mind off the subject can help.
This week, get a Whitney's Country Cafe $15 certificate for only $7.50. Wow, that's half off.
Visit WCMPradio.com/deals to help take your mind away from just pinning it or hitting your favorite curve before the ditch. WCMPradio.com/deals. Hang in there, buddy.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers to join our herd.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Back here now on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. We're now joined by our player of the game. That is Summer Thiemann. First of all, Summer, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And I've been talking about it kind of since the beginning of the season, how impressive it's been to watch you and how you've improved year after year and now come to your senior season. It seems like it's all come to fruition. Talk about how you feel about that and what you've noticed.
I've noticed a big change in my game during practice, and I also follow through with our team stuff, and I really think huddle helps with watching the stats and looking back at the other games I do.
and another conference win here for you guys. You guys remain undefeated in the conference. You got another win over Bram just last week. How impressive has it been for this team to continue this run of undefeated here in the conference? I mean, it's not easy no matter any conference game, so talk about that impressive run for this team undefeated in the conference.
It feels really good overall, and I think that the work we do in practice really pertains to the game, and this is our 60th win overall.
Wow, that is really impressive. So congratulations to you guys on that. Now, a little bit of a lopsided one here in this one. And what is kind of your feel on a game like this where it kind of gets out of hand a little bit earlier, but how do you make sure that you stay concentrated in a game like this?
It's honestly, it's more fun, honestly, I think, because we can get the younger girls playing time and they can get experience for the upcoming years. But I like getting good leads for the younger girls, and then it just keeps making them get better and better.
Absolutely, and it was talked about a lot how this team, it was kind of a new start for this team, new coach, and a kind of a new starting five for this team, but you guys have meshed well ever since then, and it seems like everything for this team is kind of flowing in the right direction. Would you agree? And talk about what it has been like for this team to kind of just get together, to get to know each other, and finally have everything going kind of in the right direction.
Yeah, I think getting closer as a team has honestly not been that difficult, and we also have things online with each other, different accounts, and we have gone together and just collected, gone together as a team.
Well, that is so great, and Summer, I thank you so much for joining me, and good luck going forward.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That again was Summer Thiemann, our player of the game here this evening for the night. She ends with 19 points. And a couple of rebounds added as well. Summer Thiemann, I have said it before, Summer Thiemann, but tonight she had a ton of fast break points. 1-3, but again, just the way that she has improved year in and year out from the time that I have started calling games has just been so cool to watch, and we appreciate her coming up to do the post-game player of the game interview. We'll go over and start with the stats for the Raiders. Leading the way for them was Caitlin Check with 8. She had a 3 here in the second half. 5 for Orazum, 2 for Rihanna Smith, and Alexa Paulson had 1. They were 2 for 4 in the game from the free throw line. 50% in each half, 1 for 2. They had 4 steals, 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and then 4 fouls here in the second half, and then 9 total. For your Dragons, leading the way was Carly Jusak with 22. She had 20 rebounds in the game. And then it was Summer Thiemann with those 19 points. She had an explosive first half, 15 points there in that first half, and pretty much all of those points came off of fast break opportunities. The transition offense for this Pine City team here in this game was incredible. It was so fun to watch this team and their transition offense. But moving forward with 9 points was Piper Metling. 7, I should say, for Brooke Bowen, then 6 for Mallory Klepper, 4 for Taylor Haney. She had a 3 there in that first half. Of course, Carly Jusak led the team with 20 rebounds, 6 for Klepper, 5 for both Metling and Lottie. They were 2 for 7 from the free throw line. They were 1 for 2 in the second half, but 1 for 5 in the first. They had 16 total steals, 10 in the first, 6 in the second. 2 blocks both came from Carly Jusak, 1 in each half. And then 8 total team fouls, 5 in the first and 3 here in the second. So the Dragons improved to 10-4 on the season, remain undefeated in the conference, and what a game it was here for this Pine City team. They continue their hot streak in the conference. It has been an impressive run, conference-wise, for this Pine City team, just to see how consistent they have been in the conference, no matter the competition, no matter the teams they play in. They just continue to win, and you heard Summer Thiemann, 60th win in the conference, which is super impressive. So congratulations to this Pine City team on yet another conference win, and they hope to continue that throughout the end of the season and hope to be on the right side of things and grab another conference crown here for this team and also improve their standings in the QRF and get a home game in the first round of the playoffs and then go over to St. John's University for the next round. And the last couple seasons, they have done a really good job. So again, the Dragons get the victory 67-16 here over the Mille Lacs Raiders. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this and every other broadcast. Thanks to all of you for tuning in here tonight. You give me a job to do, so I appreciate you all tuning in. Don't forget to stay tuned to our morning shows over on 95.5 FM KBEK with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch your local sports updates. We'll talk about this game and every other game that we have going on in our local listening area, as well as regional sports and some national sports as well. Of course, stay tuned to our websites, WCMPradio.com, KBEK.com, our Facebook pages, WCMP Radio and KBEK, plus our Twitter at WCMP Radio for all things local sports, whether it's award winners, record breakers, schedule changes, cancellations due to weather, breaking news for sports, sports schedules even. We'll keep you all up to date over on all socials, our websites, our Twitter, our Facebook. So be sure to stay tuned, go and like and follow all of those. And if you're watching this game on our YouTube, be sure to hit that like button. And then after you hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's right there. It should be the red button if you're on a laptop. I think if you're on your phone, it's like gray or something right next to the name of WCMP Sports 5. So whether you're on your phone or on your computer, or you got it streaming on your TV, which is pretty darn cool, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, and that way you'll get notified when you're subscribed. Anytime that we go live with a local sporting event, all you'll have to do is pull down that notification bar, click on the WCMP Sports notification, and it will take you right to the live video. Again, the final here on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard, the Dragons beat Mille 67-16. Want to thank again Summer Thiemann, our player of the game, for joining us here in the post-game interview. Appreciate her coming up and talking with us. Again, such a cool thing to watch her improve year in and year out, and I appreciate her coming up. Thanks for the coaches who help with the player of the game interview, sending those players up for the post-game interview. We appreciate them as well. And again, don't forget, stay tuned to all of our socials, our websites, and of course the morning shows for all things local sports. Again, thanks so much to all of you for tuning in here tonight. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors. And again, remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could really make their day. The final for the last time here, the Dragons 67, the Raiders 16. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night, and please stay warm. The final for the last time here, the Dragons 67, the Raiders 16. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night, and please stay warm.